Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Confidently Lost podcast. Wait, I know. Why is he just here? Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this beautiful man in front of me and not the other beautiful Caucasian man? It's finals week, guys. It's getting very busy. I'm doing pretty well, honestly, but my man Aaron needs a break. He'll be back next week. Digital design is a lot to do, so It's gonna be a bit of a personal episode, guys. I haven't really gotten a chance to really talk about me, who I am. There's a lot of people probably watch this that haven't even seen me since like high school or whatever. So this video is just to get to know me a little bit more. You're gonna know why I am the way I am. You're gonna know stuff I like. You're gonna know my values, my mindset. I'm just here to talk to you guys. This is me and you. Just a conversation. So let's start. Let's start with how things are for me. Things are going pretty good right now, if I'm being honest with you guys. Finals are now, like I just said, but I'm doing pretty good. My professor actually said I didn't have to take one, so that's one less I got to do. I made sure to choose a major while I wasn't going to have to do all the BS, and I can just really chill for a lot. Going to a concert in about a month. One of my good friends, DeAndre, I want to have him on soon. It's a Jid and Smeeto concert. One of them was my favorite rapper. The other one I really like. Smino's my favorite rapper. Jid, I just really enjoy. Going to be in Dallas. I actually went there not too long ago for a concert. But here I am again. I guess you can say I'm used to it now. What else has been going on? I also talked to my friend Braden about I want to try to do video essays or some kind of YouTube video. I feel like I consume too much of the content to just not do it, right? Like, why would I watch all these YouTube videos and have the capabilities myself not do it, So that's probably something I'm going to do for fun. Just like this. This is for fun. This is just me expressing myself. Everything. All of it. So, let me just tell you about myself in general. I'm 20. Actually, just turned 20 a month ago. I'm here for college. I'm doing media communications. Pretty much what it is you can do anything you want to, right? You can be a reporter. You can do some videography, photography. I don't know what I want to do, guys. I'm leaning towards doing some camera work for like the NFL or something one day. I want to do podcasting, obviously. This is just, the start, but I want to make that a career at some point. Tell us a bit about yourself. See, this is a harder question than you actually think it might be because that's such a loaded question, man. Like, as you can see, I'm a very calm guy, right? I'm an int-j, and no, that is not a sexually transmitted disease. That's my personality type. And what is an int-j? Well, that is so complicated to explain. So there are 16 different personality types, right? You can range from anywhere from analytical to just being like mindset wise, just happy people versus just pure analytical people or people who are just living very freely. INTJ falls probably on the farther side of the analytical spectrum, right? And if people know me, if they've seen me, I don't really talk a lot in terms of inviting myself into a conversation. I'm a very active listener, which are those. And a better way to explain what an INTJ is, think of astrology, but with psychology, without the bullshit. I'm sorry for my astrology people out there. I can't stand it. Why not just use this way, this actual logic? And I'm kind of just proving my point of what my personality type is. Like I said, very analytical. I go through life very, very, in a very peculiar way. My brain connects different things in a way you wouldn't even have guessed. To the point where everything is pretty much turned into like a game of some sorts. Up in here, uh, like every single move. I'm thinking of all the possibilities of, if I say this, what might that person think about this? What might this action? What could this cause? What are the pros and cons of doing this and that? Um, yeah. I am. But just because people fail to realize, just because you're not shy, for lack of better words, but you're not that inclined to get involved in conversation, doesn't mean you're a shy person at all. All my friends could tell you that I talk a fucking lot, bro. I mean, that's why we're here. I like to talk, right? Uh, I think that the best outlet for that in trying to express myself is with this, right? Um, there's way more different personality types, but I can be very quiet because I'm an active listener. I like to really analyze what's being said. I like to really take it in and really come up with my own conclusion based on what's being said to me or what I'm saying to that person, right? And that can make you really, really unapproachable sometimes because to someone else, well, no, to you, you're just trying to listen to somebody. You're really trying to look things out. You're just thinking you're down for any conversation. I'm always down for any conversation, but because of the type of personality you are psychologically, it kind of makes you look unapproachable because maybe you're focused too much. Maybe you have RBF because I don't know, you're just thinking, bro. Like, that's a really misunderstood thing. I feel like a lot of people have that other side to them, and you just like really have to unlock it. Don't judge a book by its cover, people. Now, let's actually talk about something a bit more personal. Moving away from home. I'm in college, as you guys know. I'm not from this town. I'm not that familiar with it, and man, moving away from home is one of the most bittersweet things that I probably will ever do. Up to this point, obviously, I'm definitely gonna have to do more crucial shit than that. But when you're leaving everything it can be really, really hard, especially with me and how I am. I know I'm probably not the most approachable person for multiple reasons, whether it be my personality, skin color, body size, composition, whatever it may be, right? So you have all that in your mind when you're on the way to an unknown place, and that is scary. It's really scary. Before I moved to college, um, I was not doing anything, dude. I mean, I still don't really do anything, but I was really not doing anything back then. Like, I would just go home, go to school, and just go to sleep. Or not even go to sleep, just chill in my room the whole day. Maybe some friends would come there every now and then, they pull up on me or whatever, but really it's just me in my room alone. By myself. And it's not because of anything, extraneous. I simply just didn't want to do anything. That's just how I am. I like my alone time, right? And knowing that you're that type of person moving to college, man, that is a big. That is, that's a big pot of beans, for lack of better words. I completely made that up on the fly, by the way. Um, yeah, man. So I come here. Don't know anybody at all. Not one person. I could be I could be from a foreign country and who knows where, and you couldn't tell the difference. I just didn't know anything. And that was it forced me to do something. Sorry, audio's fucking sorry. It forced me to do something. it forced me to really take a look at myself and think, are you, you're going to college, right? Are you going to let this go past you? Are you going to seize the moment? Or are you just going to sit here and go through the motions? Just like anybody else would, like you've been doing. And when you're forced with that ultimatum, I mean, hey, it just makes you lock in. It makes you realize that things are serious. It made me realize that things were serious. It made me realize that, all right, I'm on my own. This is it. Here we go. So, get there. Didn't really know anybody. Try to go out to events. That's probably the best thing you could do. Just coming from a shy person, people say that all the time. Go out to events, and actually, no, I take that back. Don't go out to every event. Some of them are fucking lame. I'm sorry, but they are. Some of them are just not your. They're not your speed, right? It's not what you're into, and that's okay. You got to find something where you can make that compromise. You can meet that middle ground, and you can see. You can think to yourself, hey, maybe this is not what I would rather do with my free time, but there are worse things I could be doing. It's all about adopting that mindset. There are worse things. There are more boring things that you could be doing besides what you're doing right now, and that really helped me, because you never realize how much opportunities around you until you really get there, until you really have everything in front of you, so everything's catapulted in front of your view and the world is yours to take. What am I going to do? We'll see. Coming from moving away from home. I'm sorry. Let's talk about beating seclusion and loneliness, and how that journey can be beneficial. So, like I said earlier, I love my alone time. That can be a double-edged sword, for sure. Because, on one hand, it's made me miss out on so much stuff, right? I probably haven't had some experiences that other people in high school have had, because I'm just in my room doing nothing. Come here and it's tenfold, especially when you don't know anybody. I mean, when you're in your own town, you have your own friends and whatnot, right? You have your own you have your family, people to talk to, or not just a call. I mean, they can just come to your room. You could go to their house, talk to them. It's not the case here, and I had to learn that very, very quickly. So, freshman year, I'm a sophomore right now, by the way, about to be a junior very soon. Freshman year, again, knew no one, don't know anybody. You're not from a place. Probably not going to be all out and about. You're not going to be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be doing all that, right? So, just my dorm a lot. To my own homework, work, room, repeat. And with that time that you're not doing anything, you have a lot of time to think to yourself. Almost too much. But here's the other part of that double-edged sword. I told you about the part that will stab you. What about the other edge of that sword? Loneliness and seclusion shouldn't always be looked at as a negative thing, because I think there are many beneficial aspects to it. On top of the bad, there are many bad things, right? But think of it like this. Moving to college really made me find myself. It sounds corny, because it is, but also because it's true, man. I already consider myself a mentally strong person, right? I mean, people that know me, you can see by the way I talk. Always try to make sure that everything I say is as clear as possible. Here's my I'll go by. Make sure whatever you say, make sure there's no way it can be misconstrued in any way. That's what I try to do. So I pride myself on having a strong mind and just being not necessarily being smart, but just being knowledgeable and rational at the same time. I think both of those are two virtues that you should really look for, as in things to really benefit you and really value and keep those things close. So with that being said, when you're alone, you get a lot of time to think to yourself. You get a lot of time to know who you are, right? No one knows you better than yourself. None of you know me better than I know myself. None of you know what I am capable of better than I know what I'm capable of. I don't know what any of you are capable of better than you know what you're capable of, right? So during that time, it kind of clicked. You are very different from other people. You like very different things. You are intrigued by different stuff, and that's fine. That makes you cool as fuck if you ask me, right? If you ask me, um, being looked at as odd or different sounds corny, but I mean that's what's better. Who wants to be like every fucking body else? No one. I mean, unless you're just content with living life like life in like a fish in a colony or something. I mean, go for it. But some people have other wishes. So, what does that lead me to? It leads me to It leads me to the mindset that I have to get me through life. And the biggest part of that mindset is simply not being afraid of what you like, right? It is not illegal to like anything that someone else doesn't like. It isn't a crime to like one medium and someone else doesn't see it. They don't see the vision. They don't see the appeal to it. That's fine. If they don't see it, then maybe they're not as open-minded as you want in a person. Grown up a lot over the years, obviously, both physically and mentally, of course. And you start to realize it's not a realization. Well, it is a realization. You come to a realization that everybody else's input doesn't matter unless it's directly affecting you, right? If I like let's say what's something unpopular? I don't know. Fucking if I say I like Taylor Swift, sorry for Taylor Swift fans. If I say I like Taylor Swift, I blast it all the time. I don't hypothesize people. I blast Taylor Swift all the time. I love it. I don't care. I let it be known. Next thing I know, someone is trying to berate me about it, or they're trying to say something smart, about me liking what I like. Is them saying that Taylor Swift sucks, or is me saying Taylor Swift sucks gonna make Taylor Swift not exist? Is that gonna make you stop breathing? Is that gonna make you stop thinking? No, it's not. So, I mean, who cares? And that's easy to say, but it's putting it into action over and over and over and over again. You do it over and over. Oh, you don't like this? I like. Okay, this is good for you, buddy. You're not getting to experience the greatness. For example, I like a lot of different things. When I've grown up, first of all, anime, easy one. I grew up liking anime. Now is a very popular thing to be accepted, right? But back then, not really. Back then, you wear an anime shirt, you're probably gonna get a few extra stares at you. You're probably gonna get somebody to, say some shit to you. But then you realize that all the people who are saying whatever to you are the biggest. They're the biggest. It's hard to say, but they're the biggest NPCs. They are brainwashed. They I sound like Kanye West or Andrew Tate or something. They're those people are programmed to have a certain view on both life and anything else. That closed mindedness can be such a bad thing because you're keeping yourself from experiencing so much cool stuff. You're it's basically like you have handcuffs on you. You have imaginary handcuffs on you that aren't allowing you to truly be free and express your wings. And that takes me to another point. By the way, this I'm going to talk about my high school, and this doesn't segue into like some kind of bullying story. I was never bullied in high school. I was cool with everybody. I had my own group, but I was try to be neutral to pretty much everybody in the vicinity of me. Right. Let me tell you a few things that my high school taught me. From Texarkana, if you didn't know. It's a corner state of Arkansas. It's Texas and Arkansas there at the same time. Pretty weird town. Nothing too special. I just whisper. Jesus. Nothing too special. It reminds me a lot of this town. Just a community of people just trying to get through life. It's not too much to do. You're not gonna have a stadium or anything. You're not gonna have a big sports bar. You're not gonna have a big trampoline park or whatever. Maybe, but not as much as you would have in like a really big city. It's just your small rural city that isn't too boring where you just want to shoot yourself, but it also isn't so fun that you just want to stay for the rest of your life. And that goes to my high school or all my schools in general. As I've grown up, first of all, I don't talk to 95% of the people I graduated with at all, not one bit. I've kept in touch with a few that I really like as people, a few that I really feel like are going in a good direction in their life, that I feel like are genuine people. You don't have to be going in a good direction to be genuine. Just because you don't know what your path is right now doesn't, what I'm saying, that doesn't exempt you from camaraderie or love, as you would say. So growing up in my high school, weird place. Teachers definitely cared. You could tell, especially when you're in the southern district. Funds aren't always going to be like the biggest. But those teachers, I could tell some of them really did try their best. But in the town that we live in, it's not dangerous. It is dangerous, but it's not. It's not Chicago. It's not L.A. It's not Green. It's not Inglewood or whatever, right? It's a pretty bad place. There are shootings all the time. Um, the worst thing that has happened there for me at least is just the death of young people, man. A lot of kids get drug into that life, and I was almost one of those kids. I'm gonna tell you the story on like why I chose a different path, but every time I look in a newspaper article and see so and so shot this other teenager, it's just over some gang shit. Part of me is infuriated. Part of me is infuriated that these young guys, some that which I know would throw their lives away. It's like some of them don't even want to try, and I know that's so unfair to say. Which I'll get to my next point, but man, when you see it over and over and over again, you think, is this how it's going to be? Are these things going to keep on happening to my generation, or one day am I going to see somebody that I was like really close with, best friends with even, get the same fate? I don't know. No one knows. But I've seen that, and that leads me to talking about people just not following their dreams. Way too many times I have seen people that I've grown up with just get lost. I've seen people who I thought were going to be like some of the most influential, some of the most successful, and just great people just do nothing. Because when you're conditioned to act one way or live one way, it gets to you eventually. If you have a disease and you're not fighting it long enough, you're just pushing it off like, oh, I'm not dead yet, I'll be fine. Eventually it's gonna creep up and you're gonna have to face the music, right? Um, Seen way too many times just people not do what they want to do, and that doesn't mean they like had kids or something or they had a family. Even that too. I mean, I have my own opinions on that, but to each their own. Everyone can do what they want to do. Um, Man, I just feel like not being a- accepting of like different views and ideas can have such a big impact on people, man. It can kill their confidence. But I mean, it's just the way that you have to. It's just the way you have to go through and you have to look at it, right? You can't let people tell you what you're capable of. Only you can tell you what you're capable of. I know I said something similar earlier, but it's fucking true. Oh, Tommy, whatever his name. I made that up. Tommy, whatever his name, can't tell me that I can't be a millionaire. I can't go to the NFL and do stuff for him. You're not gonna tell me that. I don't want to hear it. That's you. You want that mindset. You are pushing that view on yourself. You're not gonna push it on me. It's not gonna happen. And when that happens enough, people start to believe that that's actually their reality. People start to believe that maybe I am just a thug. Maybe I am just meant to be here all my life. Just to repeat the cycle and eventually get killed. Just keep going until I eventually get killed and repeat the cycle. You determine it, not them. Um, Talked about a lot of like the violence and the lostness I see from like my hometown, right? I want to tell you guys a story of why I guess you could say why I'm the way I am. Because I'll be able to remember it, and it forever changed my life in the way I thought forever. This is what? 7th grade? Probably not even 7th grade, man. Probably middle school. Let's just say middle school. With my friend group, right? And I've been hanging out with these guys for a while, so much that they finally decided to invite me. One of them finally started to invite me to his birthday party. So I'm like, heck yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for sure he has money. I'm not friends with him because he has money. Like, he was a great guy, still a great guy. So I'm like, yeah, man, of course I go. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. I get there. Instantly, walk in this man's house. I'm in awe. Up to that point, I've never been inside, especially for an extended period of time, inside a middle class, um, brick based house. That's just one thing. So, what, 10, 11-year-old me gets there, sees that. I'm like, what the what is this? It's like a mansion. It really wasn't like a mansion. It's 3 bedrooms, garage, or whatever. But to me, it was a mansion. Um. So yeah. So that's one thing in that story. We go over again. It's later in the day. He he has he has both of his parents, which isn't really a big thing, but it was just something I noticed, right? Um, he had both his nuclear parents. I was like, wow, they have this big house. He has a happy family. You know, his sister lives with him. So is his big brother. You know, they're a happy family. Wow. I go on. We go somewhere else. We're not at his house anymore. His dad has some kind of garage rented. Um, we get there. It's fucking huge. Green grass as far as the eye can see. Right next to a humongous shed for us to do whatever we wanted. And at that point, I gotta be honest, guys, it made me jealous. I got jealous. I got so envious of seeing that, of seeing what was possible, you know, for the ideal family or you know, the ideal life. I got so jealous, man. I couldn't believe, why did he have this and I didn't have it? Why did he live in this big house where he has no worries, blah blah blah, not happy? And let me clarify. My mama did her fucking thing. I never went hungry. I always had a bed. I always had, you know, something that at least entertain me. I always had a loving figure around my corner for every step of the way. But you can have everything, but everything's not enough. I'm sure he would say the same, even at that time. He had it all. I didn't have any of it. But, you know, I wanted it. I saw the possibilities of what was in my future, and I wanted it. And also that's not the biggest part, and this may be one of the messed up parts, but I mean, it's just true. Maybe it's just the way my brain thought. They were white. Not obviously, but I mean, it's not obvious. They were white, obviously. And it made me really, I think that really made me kind of envious, maybe unconsciously envious of white people, because, man, after that, I started connecting, like, damn, this white person also, like, lives similar to him. This random white person, wow, what the fuck, he lives similar to him, but what is this? Got envious. I saw what was possible, and I also saw, like, where, God, I'm trying to word this in such a good way, because, guys, you gotta remember, I'm 11, right? In a way, it intrigued me with that lifestyle, with the white lifestyle. And in reality, it's not a white lifestyle. It's just middle class. But when you're African American and young, everything's the same thing. Everyone is a group. People, I didn't see any white kids that looked like him in my apartment complex. I never saw any of them walking down the roads. I walked down with my friends. I didn't see that. So I'm thinking, hey, this is just a white lifestyle. So that made me so envious of that. And from that point on, I made an effort to not be like everyone else. Because even at that time, we were so innocent kids for the most part, but you could see the beginnings of, you know, those other kids starting to transition into that dangerous lifestyle that they have now, right? I saw it coming, so from a point I started to disassociate myself from pretty much, I don't want to say everyone black, because my school's full of black people, so still associate with it. It made me stop associating with the Not to simplify it, but the 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 hoodlums, the thugs that didn't want to change their situation. Because I can tell you what, I was in, if not the same, very similar situations that all of them were in, but I could see that they weren't trying to change it. They weren't trying to break the cycle. They weren't trying to get out of that. And that can go back to what I said earlier. And when you're told something so much, you start to believe it. You're told you'll never be shit every day. You're told you'll always be a thug. You're profiled all the time. It creates anger. So I talked about earlier how it infuriates me how people can choose to do it, but it also saddens me because I know the reality. Like I said, I'm a logical thinker. I know these guys have so many circumstances against them. I know that these guys have shit out of their control. I just and that's just how it is. That's just how it is for African Americans in general. You were born in. I'm sure a lot of my like white viewers know this, but if you don't know this, most of like the thug shit you see from like those people, that is all they know. They were born in that environment from a baby. Psychologically, you pick up the things you see. You pick up, that was a big pop. You pick up the things that you pick up the things you see around you, and you start to mimic them. You start to make them your own. For at a point, I almost did that. Thank God, I just had a great mom by my side to guide me in the right direction. I had a great brother. Thank God we were nerds too. Thank God. Sheesh. I mean, hell, if we weren't hanging around other nerds, who knows what could happen. So what does that bring me to? Using that envy as motivation. Ever since then, I mean, you can see me. I mean, I try to present myself the best I can. And I'm going to admit something I never admitted before, actually. That change just started with me wanting to be white. At a young age, when you're seeing all of that envy. Envy can work both ways. You can envy somebody in terms of like hating what they have, and you can envy somebody in terms of, wow, I do hate what they have, but I want that, and that's admirable. At the same time, and my young brain is think, wow, maybe to do this, I just have to act white or whatever. So I started. What did I do? I started acting white. I mean, I stopped using. Basically, I started just. It sounds so like bad to say, but I started enunciating like way more. But even doing that has helped my speech so much over the time. Um, I think I'm pretty sure I have some kind of speech impediment. Like my tongue's a bit bigger than usual. That's actually the case for a good amount of African American people. It's genetic. Um, Even just doing that little thing, enunciating my words, that made me so much more presentable to everybody. And then it turned from wanting to just be white to just wanting to be the best presented black person that I could possibly be. I always want to look like I'm the smartest in the room. I always want to look like I'm the most rational in the room. I always want to look like I'm the most competent in the room. Usually, if I'm not, usually I'm not, but usually I will look like it because that value has become so important to me and has helped me. It hasn't been a bad thing, and not at all. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all that. So using that as motivation can do so much. You can't let the envy consume you to the point where you just hate people. And at some point, I'm guilty of that. I Where I work at, I work at a Starbucks. Who do you think comes through Starbucks every single day? Wealthy, rich white men and women. As a kid, I probably would have been like, oh my god, wow, wow, you're so cool and successful. Wow. Now, at some points, I just that envy has kind of turned into not hate but disdain in a way for the way that not it's like it's multiple layers of things. The way that we're treated, the way that we automatically have a we automatically have a foot like in the door, whereas the other one has a foot out the door as soon as they're born. Right? We're kind of we're kind of down here as soon as like we're going to start out, but once other races generally, I'm making these are by the way these are generalizations. These are I, I have no proof of this, but I mean I'm sure you guys are logical enough to know that this is mostly true. If you're just ignorant about it, I mean, it is. So when you're starting out from right here, and the other race is starting out from right here, it makes you pissed. That makes me mad. And why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't that make me mad? But over the time, using that envy as so much motivation can also turn into hate, and I really had to be watchful of that because I mean I get snooty white people that come in all the time to complain about whatever. And there's one thing I'm not letting I'm not letting one single spoiled privileged white person either one get me fired or two get me riled up. Cause I don't give a shit about what any of them have to say, and that not just white people. That goes back to my next topic actually. The best mindset to have. It's really good to have a good mindset of confidence, right? Moving to college just gave me that confidence I talked about earlier. How I was alone a lot. I thought to myself, that gave me plenty of time to improve my intellect, improve me, just knowing who I am and like how I can approach different situations, different things, right? Um, having that confidence can do wonders because confidence isn't real. I see confidence no differently than I see religion or something, right? Something put in place to give hope for something greater, and usually you can manifest that hope into whatever results you want. So manifesting that confidence has been a big thing for me. I know I have the mind whenever I'm going somewhere, whenever I'm doing anything, I have the mindset that I am that nigga. I Nobody can tell me shit. And that doesn't literally mean no one can tell me shit. Kinda does. But it means that you're if I know that I'm thinking something or I'm viewing something a certain way or I'm doing something you're not liking for whatever reason, I have no reason to accommodate you in any way unless it's harming you. Why would I do that? Um having that confidence can also just make you such a more approachable person too, right? Because before I moved to college, I didn't have a lot of confidence at all. You know what I'm saying? Like it was high school. I mean, who has confidence in high school? I mean, seriously, I don't I don't really believe that a lot of people have confidence in high school or in their early teens. It's the point when you're really trying to find who you are or whatever, right? So I didn't have that. In college, came in, I was forced to do enough things to where I realized that damn, I can do any fucking thing I put my mind to, anything, and that's the mindset that gets me through life. I can do anything I put my mind to. I want a podcast. I want to go to college. I want to, what I say earlier, yeah, I want to make a YouTube video. It's probably going to happen. I don't know. I know I'm capable of it, though. I know I can do it. And that's another thing about being an INTJ personality, right? And if I were any of you, I was just going to the 16 personalities website. That's literally the name of it. And taking the quiz. It takes no more than like 5 to 10 minutes. And it has such a descriptive analysis of whatever you get, and you can understand yourself so much more. But, taking that has really just made me... I always had that mindset, but I wondered why, right? Why am I so confident in my skills? Why am I so confident in my intellect? Why am I so confident in my mind? And the most that I can really attribute that to is I've developed it. You're not born with confidence. You think Michael... Well, that's bad. I was gonna say, do you think Michael Jackson was born with confidence? But that's a bad example. That nigga's crazy. He's a goat. Think of somebody charismatic. You think George Clooney was born confident? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt he was born confident. I would highly agree with that. He probably had a good support system around him. He probably had the time to really find who he is and really get confident in himself. And saying, like, that's the biggest thing, bro. You can't let people tell you shit, and that goes that goes to something else. I liked anime when I was in high school. I still like the anime. You see the posters and stuff. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you think I'm lame for liking it. What is that gonna do to me? Is that gonna make me stop breathing? Is that gonna make me cease to exist? It won't. I'm a fan of Korean music. You can, for those if you just want a generalization, K-pop. Even though I do not like K-pop, I don't. But I'm a fan of that, right? I play it all the time for myself, bro. I've been listening to that since I was like 15 years old. A lot of people probably think that is a weird thing to like. It's not in your language. Dude, you can't even understand it. Dude, this sounds corny. Okay. You can't let people dictate your life and who you are. Can't do that. Let me think of something else, guys. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah, I'll say relationships on here. So, a lot of you may know, or you don't care. I mean, it's what I'm here for. I'll just talk about whatever I want to talk about, guys. Sorry. I'm going to talk about relationships. It's not something I talk about a lot. I don't really see the need to talk about it whenever, but it's definitely something I thought about more and more and more. And a lot of people ask me why, you know what I'm saying, like Demonte, or why don't you have a girl? Why don't you go out and get a girl or whatever? And dude, I'm picky. What can I say? And me saying I'm picky doesn't mean I curve everyone that comes at me or whatever. No, that means that I won't even attempt or indulge in anything unless I know that I can see myself with that person. And with me being such a having that personality type and being such a unique person, not everyone is going to be acceptable. It's like I said earlier, not everyone's going to be acceptable to like what you like. And like I said earlier, it doesn't matter. But when you're in a relationship, it does matter. It's probably the biggest thing, actually. And I've seen too many times back both in my high school and both now, people getting locked in to these relationships that they don't want to be in the first place, and I just don't want that for myself, right? Like I've had stints, I'm gone on a few dates before, but when you, it's like I said about having all that time to yourself. When you have so much time to yourself, you really, really know what you want. I know what I want. I know exactly what I want in a partner. Um, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I don't want. I've seen enough to know what I don't want. I know enough about myself to know what I don't want. Um, I know enough about. I've seen enough to know like what I want and what I don't want, and finding someone as like you can be so hard, bro. It just is. Um, Once I took that test, kind of made more sense to me. That personality test, obviously. Um, INTJ personality types are at the rarest type. There are only 1.9% in the entire world. You're looking at one of them. But being special, like I said, can be a double-edged sword. I'm saying you're not like everyone else. You're definitely unique. But if everyone was unique, that the word wouldn't exist. Extraordinary people wouldn't exist. Everyone would just be looked at as amazing. And who wants that? You need contrast. Um, what else can I think of? Me. Okay, so let me try to end this off, guys. I'm a. I mean, this is just me trying to tell you guys about myself, or just the way I think, in general. Don't let people crush what you want to fucking do. Whatever, whatever you do is up to you. They're not gonna be here. Like I said, I haven't spoke to 95% of the people I went to high school with. They don't fucking matter. To me, at least. I mean, I'm doing just fine without them. So why should I hold other people's opinions? Like I mean, I've seen what it can do. I mean, unless it's constructive, you want those opinions and you want criticism at you. But if it's not constructive and it's more destructive than it's constructive, why do it? Don't fail. Don't fail to realize what you're capable of before it's too late to realize what you're capable of. I've been so lucky to have like a great support system around me, and I've also been so lucky to just be as diligent as I am. Right? I'm always it's the way my brain works. I'm always doing what I think is like best for the situation. I try to be the best son possible. I never got any thug shit. I never really got arrested for anything. I do have a story about me getting semi detained for something dumb and funny. I'll talk about that next time Braden comes over from Saving the World. But yeah, um, you can't let those people dictate what you do because it doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna like what I like. I'm gonna listen to my Korean music and blast it down the road. I don't care. Ooh, that does remind me of something I forgot. So this goes into just liking what you like, right? Everyone can like what they like. There's nothing wrong with it. But there is I think there is a such thing as being different but also just being lame at the same time, right? And let me explain. Um let's talk about the Taylor Swift or the Korean music I was talking about earlier, right? You're by yourself like I am right now, listening to it, or you're just in your car chilling, listening to it. That's fine. I would encourage that actually. Do what the fuck you want to do, but if you know that if you know that your interest isn't of the norm, that it's niche, don't just push it on people. I mean, at least just test the waters or something. Don't, you know what I'm saying, just push it on them and expect them to be accepting of it if it's fucking different. Why would they? Right? I'm not I'm not gonna pull up to the function and blasting my Korean music. You know, like why would I do that? Who why would I exhibit people to having to endure any of that they may or may not like? It's always better to not enjoy the things you like in private, but be smart about the way you enjoy it. Because if someone comes up to me, let me think someone like someone I think is lame or whatever. Um, Damn, Pokemon. No, I not nah. Okay. Let's say Pokemon. I don't hate Pokemon, but I mean I'm not the biggest fan. Let's say I'm chilling with the homies, and a buddy comes by. We're not that familiar with him, but we're sort of familiar with him. He brings by and just lays his Pokemon cards all over the table. We're having a conversation. We're talking about, I don't know, football or some shit. He lays out some Pokemon cards on the table. Hey guys, let's play. Come on, let's play Pokemon cards. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you doing? Why, why are you forcing your hobby on me? It's cool that it's your hobby. Why is it being forced on me for? What's the point? You can't expect people to just like what you like. But at the same time, it's so amazing to just be yourself and like what you like, and don't let anybody else tell you what you're capable of. Only you can decide what you are capable of. So, that being said, I'm not sure when the next episode will be because we have a break coming up. There will definitely be some during the break. They'll probably be audio only though, because I'm not gonna be in here. I might record in my room. I mean, if you guys want it, I'll do it. Why not? But yeah, it's great talking to you guys. It's my first pod by myself. I enjoyed just getting it out, just letting everything out. So that being said, I've been Demonte Jamison, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for your time.